Hey Donna, I thought I would make a video for you in response to your email. Delighted to hear that you want to have some lessons and you're willing to try this out. I know it's a little nerve-wracking, and it's, frankly, it's one of the things that's really good about it is that instead of just showing up and hanging out and playing a few notes together, you actually have to make a recording every week. And I really do my best to minimize any pressure. I've had students that really take it, I consider it the wrong way, where they would do multiple takes until they got the perfect video. And it's like, no, just slice of life, just whatever's coming out today, that's the video. But nonetheless, it's a certain kind of reality check or something, and it just seems to be very healthy, and people just do really well. It's a heck of a lot easier than performing in public, as a soloist, which I like to do when we're not in the midst of a global pandemic. Excuse me. So then what people typically do is start off with just saying hi and some little update on how it's going this week, and some people like to catch me up on their week in more general terms, and some people just stick to business and just talk about the music they're playing, and that either way is good for me. I like to know what's going on with people as much as I can with this kind of distance. It's kind of like being a pen pal or something. It's maybe better than being a pen pal because at least it's a video. It's not just ink on paper. And I've dug up my last set of notes, and so what would happen is that I would update these notes based on your video. And so I would recommend just making a video right away within the next couple of days. Just don't practice for a month before you're ready to make a video. Just give me a quick slice of life. This is what you're doing. This is what you're interested in. This is what feels good. This is what feels strong. This is what feels weak. This is what you want to do. What are your plans? What are your goals? What do you think is possible here? Any questions you have, and we'll kind of go from there. And then I will listen to that. Typically, I like to listen to whatever videos come in the morning, and then I have my shower and I think about it. And I maybe talk to Jen over coffee. And then I make a video for you. I might try a few things. I might look some things up online. I might, find a PDF to send you or whatever resources. So it's kind of nice because I get a chance to think about, how I'm going to respond rather than just the first thing that comes off the top of my head in a live lesson. So you're typically getting better information as a rule. Sorry, I tried to turn my phone off. It's dinging at me. So I'm looking at the last notes I took from your last lesson. And you were playing melodies or fragments of melodies in multiple keys, sometimes all 12 keys. And I've got a big list of beautiful tunes that you were interested in. And maybe I'll send you that list to refresh your memory. I think it's a lovely thing to do. And I don't know where you're at. I don't know if you've been playing or if you're totally out of shape or whatever. I think tunes like that are a good place to start regardless of where you're at. And I'll just remind you, repertoire-wise, you were working with some solo books, some trumpet books, and a really beautiful advanced, like I would say, university level trombone book. You'd started with a Preludio by, I think, Corelli, and the Siraki and a Guillemin, some pretty advanced work. You had a Bach for trombone book, which is also really good too, really good for the baritone. We had looked at Royal Conservatory grade repertoire. You did a grade 6 exam and got a really high mark. I think you got 85 on that, which is, they don't give those away. What year was that? I have all my notes. 2017. And so grade 8 repertoire is also very good. Vivaldi B-flat Sonata is beautiful and works really well on a brass valve instrument. And the row parts on Dante and I like are also a very good piece, especially for a valve instrument. And I've got a beautiful recording on of a trumpet player doing that, but of course it works well down the octave as well. You're doing some Arban studies, which I think are really good. I would add to that Berdoni studies, which are vocalese. I think you'd really enjoy those. They're just beautiful melodies. I don't know if you're familiar with that pedagogy, but the Italian opera singers tended to be Renaissance people that were great soloists, great teachers, great pedagogues, great composers. They did it all, and they could all play piano and violin and everything, And a few of these people, Bordoni notably among them, but bunch of them, wrote these studies in a way of thinking about teaching singing in particular called bel canto, beautiful song. And so they start off with very simple melodies, or just half notes and so on, with beautiful piano harmonies. They were meant to be done with piano, and I have recordings of all the piano parts, so you can just put headphones and play along. And then, but they kind of build up the techniques. You're doing more and more fancy stuff, but you've always got this beautiful phrase to play over. So it's a really beautiful way to develop technique and just musicality. And it's a really nice foil or balance to the arbans, which is really about articulation, playing really short notes and controlling the beginnings of the notes. Great for brass players as well. And also we were playing some duets, some of the arbans duets and these bois morte duets for two cellos or two bassoons, which are really awesome. And you might say, well, of course we can't really play duets, but I can record a duet part for you, and you can put headphones and play along. It's not the same for sure, but there's a lot of benefit. And although it's not the same, and you can say, well, it's not as good, but it's better in some ways in that you've got a particular performance, my performance, and you can play with it multiple times. Whereas if we're playing together, we've got a limited time, and you can't take that with you over the week. You just got the one shot, the one day. And I'm going to play a little bit different every time I play it. And when I record it for you, I'll have a metronome on, and I'm going to make sure it's as bang on as I can make it for you. So it's not the same, and you could say in some ways it's not as good, but in some ways it's actually better. So all those things are possible. I've got a category called jazz here with nothing in it. I don't know if you're even interested in that. If you are, there's wonderful things we can do. I've actually been hired at Grant McEwen this year to help out with their jazz players, which is really fun. I'd love to talk to you about that. Some really lovely, wonderful kids, just really up for the challenge. It's really fantastic to work with them. So anyways, just an idea. Sorry, I'm a little bit rambling here, but I really look forward to working with you this way. As I said, whatever part or any of those things I just mentioned, if you want me to send you PDFs of any of that stuff, I don't expect you to dig around in your computer to try to find that stuff. I'm happy to just send you fresh versions of them. Or maybe you've got completely different goals and there's other things you want to think about and you'd like to take a different approach. Let's talk. But as I said, don't wait. Don't wait until you're good enough to make a video. You're good enough to make a video, and it doesn't have to be awesome. It just has to be representative of where you're at, and then we'll go from there. So I'm looking forward to it, Donna. Thanks for reaching out, and I really look forward to it. Talk to you soon.